Hey friends, Jen here. Today you're joining me for a back and chest workout. This workout is going to be about 30 minutes in length. You're going to need a little bit of equipment here. So let me tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need a lighter set of dumbbells, a medium to heavier set of dumbbells, and then a resistance band, okay? If you don't have the light dumbbells, that's fine. You'll be able to do the exercise we need with it. Body weight, no issues there. Make sure you have your water, some shoes. Today's gonna be a good workout. I'm excited to dive in. Let's go. So for our warm-up, we are gonna start with 3 different exercises, 3 mobility exercises designed to kind of loosen up our body and get it ready to move. The first exercise will be double-sided. We're gonna aim for 30 seconds of each with about 10 seconds transition time, and we'll go through them 2 rounds total, so that by that point we're feeling really warm, really ready to rock with our workout. So come on down to the ground. This is where we're going to start. We're going to begin in 4-point kneeling, so wrists in line with shoulders, and knees in line with hips. Okay, from this position, back is nice and flat. We're putting hand behind the head, and we're reaching down towards the one wrist, opening up to the side, following through the gaze. Following through with our gaze. So eyes look towards the elbow. Okay, coming all the way down, core stays nice and tight. We're getting rotation through here, opening up.
Halfway there.
Keep it up. You know what? This might feel really tight. It might feel really uncomfortable. If you work a desk job, it's really quite often that this gets really stiff. So just take it at whatever mobility you have. No worries there. Okay? Take the hand down. We got 10 seconds. We are switching to the opposite side. Neck stays nice and neutral. Core nice and tight. Reaching down towards the wrist. Opening up towards the sky. You may even notice that one side feels different than the other. Whatever the case may be, meet yourself where you're at. This is where we set our intention. This is where we set our energy. You know, what kind of energy are we bringing here? Are we bringing a positive energy? We're bringing a negative energy. Be conscious of that. Good. Shake it out. We're going to come up to standing, and we're going to do a T to an I. So we're going to start feet shoulder width apart, palms facing in. We're doing a big open T, bringing it back to the center, arms overhead. Don't hit the roof like I did. Big T, I open overhead. When you do your eyes, I want you to make sure that you're relaxing your shoulders, but that you're trying to keep your elbows straight. So we're not coming to our eye in this position. We really are trying to squeeze, but we're not also elevating. We're relaxing. Does that make sense? Keep it going with me. Good. Shake it out. Those 30 seconds go quick. We're going to come back down to the ground. We're going to be on our stomach, palms facing down, elbows tucked in at sides. We're lifting up, gentle through the back, lifting through the toe, downward dog. Take a few seconds here, bring it down, up. You know, if you can't go too far, that's okay.
Halfway there.
And if you need to come up from the knees, by all means. Lifting up, down. If you need to bring up the knees and then lift up, totally fine. Good. Take a couple seconds. We are starting back at the beginning with our thoracic rotations from 4-point kneeling.
Let's go.
Good. Bringing it down towards the wrist, up towards the sky. Down towards the wrist, up towards the sky. You know, I spend most of the day sitting or standing by a desk, so this feels really good for just loosening up the muscles in my upper body, for getting that range of motion back. Core is nice and tight for this. Good. Take your 10 seconds. Might be feeling a little bit of a burn in there, and that's okay too. Head stays neutral. Setting up for our second side. Core nice and tight. Dropping to the wrist, opening up towards the sky. Okay? And this shouldn't feel painful. You know, it might feel weak or slightly constricted, but just go with where you're at. Try and get a little bit of a push there, dropping down. Good, shake that out. We're coming up to standing here. We are doing our T's to I's. Take a couple seconds. Here we go. Hair on the mouth. T and I. Nice and straight through those arms. Good. Remember, as we reach to, we're not reaching ribs up and arching. We're keeping everything nice and neutral, core nice and tight. Oops, I missed one. Good. Arms might be feeling a little bit of a burn here. That's okay. We're warming up that range of motion because we are going to be using our arms today for both our chest and our back. Come on back down to the ground. We are doing our downward dogs to our upward dogs. So start ground to the ground, lifting up. You know what? If you only have this and that's it, that's fine. Go as far and makes sense for you. This is just the warm up, remember. Take a couple seconds in downward dog, pedal out the feet, bring it down,
Halfway there.
lifting up. Keep it up, looks great.
Well done.
Good. Come out of it. Nicely done there. By now you should be feeling a little bit warmer, a little bit ready to go. Take a quick breather, grab a quick drink, make sure you have everything you need, and then we're diving right into our work. All right, right into it. So what we are going to do is we have 3 different exercises. These are all focusing on our chest muscles. So you're actually gonna get to lie down for the next 3 exercises, but keep in mind, we're still working hard. Okay, you're gonna want your medium weights. So I've picked 12 for myself. That's somewhere medium for me. You may find you need heavier. You may find you need lighter. You'll know after the first set. We're gonna do each exercise for 45 seconds with 10 seconds transition time. We are going to aim for 3 rounds back to back to back without taking significant rest, and then we'll take a longer rest. I'll give you about a minute to grab a drink, take a breather before we move on. Okay, that is the gist for our start. So we're gonna come down to the ground. We're gonna be beginning with a chest press. So come on down to the ground, have your weights by your sides. I'm gonna start the timer so we know what we're doing. Coming down to the ground, weights are gonna be by your sides. Legs are up, so back is nice and flat. Elbows are at 90 degrees, core is nice and tight. Pressing up, overhead. Okay, elbows come down to the ground, pressing up overhead. We're not spending too long near the floor. Think of it as a kiss. Core stays nice and tight, pressing that spine into the back. It's easy sometimes in repetitive exercises to lose our focus, but I want you to keep in mind my chest is doing the work. My arms are supporting my chest. Because when we actually think of the movement and the muscles at play, they actually work harder on our behalf. Core nice and tight, focusing on your breathing. Good. Take 10 seconds. Next exercise, we're coming up overhead. Fingers are going to be facing each other and weights are going to be touching together. Now you might find that this is too heavy, but you'll find out, or if you're unsure, just drop it down to 1 weight. So you're holding both weights, elbows are slightly bent, we're reaching backwards. Keep in mind, I'm not bending through the triceps. There's just a slight bend in the elbows and I'm reaching far back, core stays nice and tight. You might feel like your back wants to lift off of the ground as you do this exercise, and I want you to keep in mind that you really fight it with your core. You might even feel this in your core as well. Again, if it's too heavy, if you feel like you're compromising form, take it down to 1 weight. Core stays nice and tight.
Rest.
Good, shake it out. I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel it. I'm just gonna shuffle over a little bit to the side here because the next exercise we have is chest flies. So palms come facing in, elbows slightly bent as before, but now we're reaching out to our sides. So forearms really stay in the same position, and then we're just kissing the elbows to the ground. So keep in mind, my arms are not opening completely. You almost want to think, you know, imagine if you were giving someone a big hug. That is the position with the arms.
Halfway there.
It's a bit of a hollow body hold. Keep it up. Your chest should be feeling pretty good by now.
10 seconds.
Keep it up. Good, shake it out. Now, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but we're right back into it after 10 seconds, moving into our round 2. Here we go, chest press. Let's bring the heat. Focus on your breathing. You're gonna notice it's a little bit tougher this second time. I don't want you to panic. Find your focus here. One rep at a time. That's all you gotta focus on. Your forearms might be feeling it a little bit, and that's from holding the weight.
10 seconds.
So if you need to, in those 10 seconds, you can set the weights down, shake out those hands a bit. Good, so just like this, put the weights aside, shake it out. Your forearms get a little bit of a breather. I am going to show this next exercise with just one so you know what it looks like, and it feels like the right intensity for me. So keep in mind, I'm focusing really hard on keeping my rib cage in. No movement through the torso. I'm just reaching back with the arms and then lifting up to overhead. Good.
Halfway there.
Keep it up, you're doing great. Almost there.
Rest.
Good, shake it out. You got 10 seconds and then we're doing our fly. See what I mean about this line? But I don't know about you, my arms certainly don't feel like they're relaxing. Fly. Both weights in hand, keeping an open grip. Slight bend in the forearms. This movement is coming more through the chest, and really our arms aren't moving a ton. They're just holding that position as they open up and then close. Core tight.
Halfway there.
Keep it up.
10 seconds. Rest.
Good. Take 10 seconds, shake out those hands if you need to. We got one last round here before you get a bigger breather, okay? Stick with me, we can do this. Chest press. Core tight. Final press for our chest. You'll know you have the right weight if by the end of these 3 exercises you're pretty fatigued. So if you find that you're just flying through these, it's not feeling like much, that is your invitation to up the weight.
Halfway there.
We should be feeling, you know, around a 6 to 8 in intensity right now. Keep it up, almost there, and then we're done with this exercise.
Rest.
Good. Shake it out, we got our overhead pull. Core nice and tight, you can choose to use 1 weight or 2. I'm gonna try for 2,
Let's go.
but if I feel my form compromising, I'm just gonna drop the weight. Keep it up. I know your forearms might be burning. Mine are too. Shake out those fingers if you need to.
Halfway there.
We're almost there. Good, take a few seconds like I need. Shake those hands out. Then we got our flies one last time, and we're stretching out. Ooh! Flies, let's go. Focus on your chest, core tight.
Halfway there.
Almost there, guys. So close. Good. Drop the weights. Nicely done, guys. That was tough. At least it was for me. Hope it was for you too. Take a few seconds, grab a drink. If you need to, if your hands were on fire like mine, feel free to do a couple wrist stretches. You're gonna have a minute here, so do what you need. I'll meet you back here, and then we'll begin our next exercises. All right, how are you doing? You with me? You're here? We're still going? Good. We've got 3 more exercises that we're gonna do in a circuit style. Then we're moving on to our cool down. So really we're at the halfway mark. You got this, okay? We are going to do 3 different back exercises now. So we're done with our chest. We're gonna switch to our back. 3 different exercises, same format. We're gonna do 45 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're gonna aim for 3 rounds total. Minimal rest, and then you'll be finished and we're moving on to the cool down, okay? This is where you'll need your resistance band, need your light weights. Again, if you don't have them, totally fine. So I'm gonna start the timer. We are gonna begin with bent over rows, okay? Grabbing your heavier weight, feet shoulder width apart, toes forward. We're pivoting at the hip, back nice and flat, head neutral, squeezing through the elbows. Core nice and tight, drawing those elbows back, squeezing through our shoulder blades. Good. Focus on your breathing here. Focus on squeezing those elbows up and back.
Halfway there.
Core nice and tight. Protect your lower back by squeezing that belly button in. Head stays neutral. Looking slightly before, so we're not looking up, we're not looking down, it's right in between. Good. Done there. Put those weights aside. You're now going to switch gears to your lighter weight. Okay, I'll show you how to do this without as well. Same kind of position though, feet shoulder width apart. Palms are going to face in though. We're doing a Y, switch the grip, high elbow pull. Palms come out, thumbs lead, Y, high elbow pull. Arms up, high elbow pull, okay? If that's too much for you, or if you're really feeling it in your lower back, it might be because this exercise is stimulating a muscle that gets quite tight. That is our lats. So if you're finding you just have a really hard time even straightening your arms and you're quite bent, take it to body weight and really focus on getting those arms straight.
Rest.
Good. Take a breather. You have 10 seconds. Grab your resistance band. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart. Arms slightly wider. pulling apart, okay? You choose the intensity here. The tighter the resistance band, the quicker of a burn you're gonna feel across the back. Core tight. We are not arching as we pull. Everything stays neutral. We are just squeezing at the back. Are you feeling a burn right now? I know I am. Focus on good form. This is not about quantity. This is about quality. So if you did 2 rock solid reps here and that was enough for you, I'm cheering you on. Good. Throw that aside. Moving on to bent over rows. Grab your heavier weights. Feet shoulder width apart.
Let's go.
Back flat, hips back, pulling up. Okay, we don't want to be rounded in this position. Focus on pushing the chest out.
Halfway there.
Keep it up, you're doing great. Big squeeze.
10 seconds.
Good job. Take your breather. Now that you know the exercises, you can choose your intensity. So are you gonna do it with weights? Are you gonna do it body weight? Up to you. Focus on form. I want you to always focus on form. But this exercise particularly, I really want you to focus on the range of motion that you do in that Y. If your arms are not straight, this is telling us that there's some really tightness going on in there. And we want to focus on increasing that by going lighter weight and pushing that form. Hips stay back. If your back's on fire, your lower back, take a breather, shake it out, core nice and tight, back flat, right back to it. High elbows, Y. Good, shake it out. Ooh, the burn is real. Grab the resistance band, you're doing great. This is round 2, guys. We only have 1 round after this. Pull apart. Core nice and tight. Pulling through the back. Remember, shoulders are not super raised here. We're relaxing. This is coming through our back. Big squeeze. Keep it up. You need a couple seconds, take it. I want you to push yourself here. Woo-wee, we got this. Good. Take 10 seconds, guys. Last round here, okay? We can do this. Feet shoulder width apart, back flat, pulling through. If you need to adjust the weights, you can, but just keep in mind, remind yourself, it's last round. Whatever you're feeling right now is valid. I want you to celebrate if you're feeling great, celebrate it. Be your best ally. If you're not feeling so hot, what kind of word of encouragement can you provide yourself right now?
10 seconds.
Almost there. Core tight. Draw in that belly button. Big squeeze through the back. Good. Done with that one. Grab your weight or body weight, whichever you decide here. Totally fine. Feet shoulder width apart. Hips back. We're really pressing hips back. Why? Bent over high elbow pull. Why? High elbow pull. Keep it up. Again, if you need to shake it out, I know my back feels a little tight. That's okay. Correct myself, find my focus, bring it back.
10 seconds. Rest.
Good. Woo, done with that. One last exercise, then we're stretching out. Can you do this? I think you can do this. Breathe, grab, pull. Core tight. I don't mind if you walk around while you do this. Distract yourself a little. But we're getting a big squeeze through the back there. And if you want to feel it even a little bit more, pause at that swing and then really fight to slow it down on the release.
Seconds.
10 seconds, let's do it. Woo! Move, ring, close, guys. Good job. Take a breather. Grab a drink. You got a few seconds because you know what? We're done and we're stretching out. Okay? I'll meet you back. Awesome job getting that work done. We are now moving into our cool down. It's time to stretch out, get ourselves a little bit looser. Whether we're at the beginning of the day, end of the day, stretching is always important, and I always want you to include your cool down. So first one we're gonna start with, on the mat, hips are gonna be high, anchoring through the toes. You're gonna drop the palms, getting as low as you can, keeping butt up, stretching through the chest and the shoulders, reaching with the fingertips so that we feel it even a little bit more. Take a few seconds here. Feel like a nice stretch through your sides. Okay, you can crawl the fingers back nice and slow. You can always spend more time in any of these stretches that I show you. The next one is going to be fairly similar, but a little bit different. Hand is going to come forward, one hand. We're going to thread the needle, so pushing the other hand through, stretching through this side, and you can anchor through the other hand to get a little bit more of a rotation. You want to find the sweet spot where you feel like your back and shoulder of the arm that is underneath is getting a good stretch. So you can also experiment with bum up or bum down wherever you feel it most. I find when I use that hand to push away, I feel it even a little bit more. Good, bring it up. You're gonna switch sides, threading through the opposite side. You might notice one side is tighter than the other, and that's okay. Good, and come on out of that gently. Knees come together. Rolling out shoulders. Okay, stand on up here. Now you might need to find a wall or a corner or something like that. You are going to take arms straight against a wall, palms facing away, stretching through the chest. So I'm pushing my chest away while keeping my arm against the wall. Core stays nice and tight here. Should feel a nice stretch across the bicep, the forearm, and the chest. Good. Okay, switch sides when you're ready, nice and gentle. That should feel like a really nice stretch, especially if you do find that you sit at a desk quite often we get quite tight across the front. This is a great stretch at opening that up. Now, if ever we do anything and it doesn't feel great, just bring it back a notch and see if it's better for you. So, if this is too much, face the wall, get a little bit less of a stretch. Good, roll that out. We are now going to do a neck stretch. So feet shoulder width apart, nice upright posture. Elbow comes to shoulder, ear comes to shoulder. Remember, we're not trying to meet it the opposite. If you want your hand, you can add a little bit of an adjustment there. So you add a little bit more tension. You can even change the angle a bit and see if you feel it a bit more. Good. Release that. A couple of shoulder rolls. Switch sides. By now you should be coming down here. If there's any other stretches you want to do, you're more than welcome to add them on to this. Good, shake that out. Thank you so much for joining me for today's workout. I'm so glad you took advantage of it. If you liked it, let me know. If you have any suggestions for a different workout, let me know. I'll make sure to put that in my plan. Thank you so much for being here, and awesome job today.